last time on Akira Kurosawa's Curse of Strahd.
Wow, that would be something.
That would be pretty awesome.
No, I'm actually going to start writing out my summaries again because the last few were super rambly as I try to think them out.
That's why for Humblewood I'm going to use that.
Don't use
AI
it's cheating. Cheating,
no,
Mark.
I'm using it for notes to condense my notes and make them relevant, and then go over that and do that, and then it just gives me a summary, and I'm probably just at least use a summary to remind myself. I won't read it verbatim, maybe.
Cheating, yeah, you probably will. But if everyone's ready.
Yep.
Ready.
Last time on Curse of Strahd. After exchanging pleasantries with Strahd, he reveals that he is traveling to Yester Hill to witness a summoning performed by the Druids. He does question why he should allow you to disrupt their plans, but you convinced him to let you attempt to try. He offers you a wager. If you can defeat the Druids, he will offer you a gift at the Whispering Wall nearby. As you battle the Druids, commanded by Strahd's bride, Ludmilla, she reveals she's the one that killed Muriel's betrothed. In a fit of anger, Muriel transformed into a were-raven as they exchanged blows in the skies above. After penetrating the Druid's protective wall of thorns, you steal the gem from the statue of a vampire that was at the center of the ritual and caused a violent explosion. Ludmilla flees, and you return the gem to Muriel. She also reveals that all Keepers of the Feather are were-ravens, and thanks you for saving her life those many moons ago on the Savage Road. Which I don't think we actually talked about, but just to confirm that she was the blue tip raven that you saved from the Strix that was attacking her with the silver barbs, yeah. We'll probably go over that at the very start. But not wanting to keep Strahd waiting, you travel to the Wall of Mist nearby, known as the Whispering Wall. So it's your choice if you want to take a short rest. But you know Strahd is waiting for you. Pretty close by.
I will say that as a warlock, I get my spells back in a short rest, so if we want to risk that, that would highly benefit anything. That would highly benefit spellcasting. But if we want to risk it, I still have cantrips.
Well, I think I'm rather get this over with and just go have a long rest.
Oh.
Remember, it's only like 7 a.m.
Yes,
So-
but we didn't really sleep last night. Oh no, we did. Okay.
You did, you got a long rest. Long rest rules, generally you get one per
24 hours.
It's like 16 hours or something.
Well, it's 16 hours, and then you can... the final 8 hours is the long rest itself. 6 of which has to be sleeping unless you're a trance, which would be 4 hours, but you still have to have that 8-hour period.
So you probably won't get another long rest until tonight.
It's fair. But what I mean is, we'll be back.
Yeah.
I'd rather rest at the vineyard than just get in the woods.
And we'll do this officially now. Muriel does thank you for saving her life those many nights ago.
Can you put her name tag on, Joey?
Oh, sure. I forget that.
Thank you.
It's not on by default.
Yeah, it's always you can never remember that if the players concede or not.
She goes,
I thought that was you.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't mean to impose, but those Strix hit me with the silver barbs, and so I couldn't heal.
Well, that makes sense why they were attacking you with silver. It felt a little weird to attack just any regular raven with silver.
This caught me in the wrong spot. As I mentioned, I'm one of the spies, one of the soldiers, or one of the scouts. They say that as you're walking toward the Whispering Wall, which, like I mentioned, imagine the hill, but on the east side, I believe, is just a wall of mist that just goes all the way up to the sky. There's not any artwork for it, unfortunately.
Is it
Just
like
pull something from Eberron, you'll be fine.
it's like any old like Nintendo 64 or PlayStation game where it's like that's the invisible wall, but they just like make it
Yeah.
up.
She goes, I tried to point you in the right direction, though. Back to Erwin's bar. So I hope I helped you out in that way.
Well, we did end up making it there, and seems like a pretty nice guy who sent us all the way back here. So I guess it worked out.
And you guys, like I said before, now it's art firsthand again. Pretty badass.
Well, I will say, it was very disorienting. Every time we fight one of those brides, something weird always seems to happen. I mean, I went running for no reason.
I myself find that I am pretty adept at hacking down plant life with this, and holds out the scythe.
It's silvered, right?
Yeah.
Saying, yeah, I had to try not to flinch when you took out those silvered weapons, but I'm pretty good at trying to hide it.
Well, I don't see us using them on you at all. You can rest assured.
I still need to figure you out, Vogelsuch.
I am looking for who killed me.
Yeah, I got that much.
Good luck. We're still trying.
You're heading to Argynvost Holt, though, right?
Eventually, yes.
Thank you for the patience with that, by the way.
There's not much else I can do. I mean, I could leave you all and just walk there myself, but I enjoy the company. Mostly.
Well, I would go there. I would recommend being well rested before you go there because the spirits of the soldiers there are can be quite dangerous.
If they're anything like me, then perhaps there'll be pushovers. That was a joke, haha.
I was going to say, Vogelsuch, that was a good one.
I'm getting better.
The body of one of Baba Lysaga's scarecrows, or at least a resemblance to one, and potentially a spirit of an Argynvost Holt soldier.
I mean,
Yes.
if that's true, was there a chance that the person who killed him would still be alive?
Because that I don't have the answer of.
I feel that my drive for vengeance implies that they might be, or perhaps they've been raised from the dead like myself.
And that didn't come out of nowhere. You've found hints of Argynvost Holt on Vogel's character, so.
Yep.
She, as you kind of approach, you do see Bucephalus by this wall of mist, but no Strahd. And Muriel goes, I'm going to hang back, watch our rear. I have no interest to play Strahd's games.
That's fine. We wouldn't... it's understandable, yeah.
Minerva's gonna be like looking up because she just seen the other vampire just being like 50 feet in the air for like a fight. So just seeing, is he up in the air?
Strahd? No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
Or the bride. She disappeared once the gem was taken.
That's right, she managed to get away.
Yep. Two brides ran away so far. So
Richard Gere is really sad.
she does say to Irina, gonna hang back too? And she shakes her head no. I can't keep running away from him. So whatever he has to say, I can be there when he says it.
It's very brave of you, but know that you're not alone when he's there.
Oh yeah, if I was by myself, I wouldn't even be here. I would be back in town. But if you guys can be brave, so can I. So,
Look around, see if I spot Strahd anywhere.
a shadowed wall of impenetrable fog looms above the earth here, stretching forth to meet the heavens far above. Strange shapes and silhouettes seem to drift through the depths, and distant voices seem to whisper just out of earshot. And as if on cue, as you approach, you do see the silhouette of Strahd emerge from the mist. And he doesn't notice you at first. You see him pocket something into his cloak.
Perception check.
Sure, yeah.
I know Minerva would be interested.
Nope, never mind. 15.
15. He definitely put something in his cloak, but it was so small you couldn't tell what it is. With that perception check, though, you do notice that the saddlebag that was atop Bucephalus, which seemed to be holding armor before, is now empty.
What was it holding earlier?
Armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's
And-
only Dio that noticed that, right?
Yeah, with that perception check.
And he's not wearing it right now?
He's not wearing armor, he's wearing much more casual clothes. It was in the saddlebag before, yeah.
Reloaded.
He does turn and he goes, "Oh, what perfect timing. Part of me was wondering if you would show up. But I am not surprised you were victorious. So, congratulations." He gives a slight bow.
Minerva's gonna do like a bow curtsy back.
In her trousers.
Yeah. Just like grab the sides of her trousers and like curtsy, like bow her head.
Does she have suspenders? Can she do like the suspender
Yeah.
like thumb thing?
I feel like she like after she curtsies and then she just stands there like, well, Strahd, just like putting her thumbs up and down. No, she's not gonna do that. But
Yes.
I feel like she probably has only read about how the etiquette for stuff like that anyway.
yeah, she's definitely not from that type of family.
Ludmilla's defeat was regrettable, but perhaps it'll be a reminder of, perhaps the embarrassment will be a reminder for her, and, it'll be good for her in the end.
It's always good to strive for improvement.
I agree 100%.
I
And-
Well-
believe that we have completed the task that you had given us.
Oh,
Were we not promised something?
oh yes, of
Your
course.
Grace?
For defeating the evil, vile barbarians of Yesterhill, I do offer you a gift. But first, you would do something for me. To quench my curiosity. Oh, let me put Strahd's icon up here. Because he is indeed here. There
And
he
what
is.
might that be?
And let me change the music to be,
Director of photography?
I gotta show off that really cool art.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mel the Honeybee, drawn by Mel the Honeybee, commissioner.
Yes. Here, let me do
Or
that.
commission her, not commissioner.
Telescreen.
Commissioner Honeybee.
Commission the bee. I told her she's like the official official artist of our adventures now, more or less. If like I don't do the art, then she's my go-to. He says, let's see here. The first folk believe that this wall is the resting place of a dead god that they once worshipped. And if you walk within the mist, it will show you your deepest desire. Now, what it shows you is your secret to keep. It's yours and yours alone. I'm simply curious if you can resist the temptation to stay. For many of folk have lost themselves within the mist. And if you do, I will offer another gift.
Second gift. For merely walking into and then out of a fog bank.
Well, if only it was that simple. It's a test of wills, of your strengths, to resist what you desire most.
Look back at the group.
I think that's pretty chill. I don't know.
He says, lesser men often lose themselves to the illusions. He says, a taunting glint in his eye. They trade life. They trade life for dreams, and receive neither. For they are lost in the mist, doomed to remain there for all eternity.
Vogelsuch steps up.
Does his nose grow?
Nose grows 3
timelines
times
larger that day?
Steps forward. I assure you that I am no lesser man. In fact, I am no man at all.
Do you even have... Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
Do you even have desires?
I think I know mine.
Because I look within you and I don't see much of anything.
Well, then this should be a cakewalk. A very simple in and out.
Okay. Then
For
he
some
will...
reason, the camera cuts over to Jess's character.
Wherever she is. Strahd then steps aside and gestures towards the mist.
He goes in, middle fingers up, and just walks back. No, he doesn't. He goes, stands before the mist, puts his scythe back into the pocket dimension that the pack weapon goes to, I think, and then walks through. You walk through a from the hill into the mist. It's like you're walking through almost like a mist-filled hall deck where it's just all white. And just from the mist, you see a figure with a knife start running towards you, like screaming murder. I Eldritch Blast it.
He goes, "I'm gonna kill you."
I Eldritch Blast it.
Eldritch blasts him into the chest and he falls over. And he goes, he's like, "I killed you before and now I'm dead."
That gets Vogel's attention. He goes and he's a weird walking scarecrow. I'm sure a bunch of people have come up and said, "I'm gonna kill this weird guy." So that's just another day of the week. But now he goes up and
from behind you, a archway opens, and another man starts running towards you. He goes, "I'm the one who killed you before, and now I'm going to do it again."
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. That man falls to the ground.
I will go and look over at any of the bodies.
They're still there. The door behind you begins to fade, and you hear a female voice say, "The way comes back. The way back comes but once." And it begins to fade, and as another man starts running towards you. "I killed you!"
I'll Eldritch Blast him again and just walk past him and head to the gate.
Okay, you fade back into the gate.
Yeah. So I mean, I will look at this person if any.
They are formless.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it's the Fighting Polygon Squad from Smash
So,
Brothers.
as expected, you don't have any desires. And from everyone's perspective, he walks back not a few seconds later.
Yeah.
What was it like? Hey, what's going on?
Much like this, somebody who comes out of the mist and tries to kill me. That's about it.
Oh, they didn't try for very long, did they?
How long did it seem for Vogelsuch? I assume just
This, for him, like less than a minute.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
As I said, I am no man. Just looks at Strahd as he walks back to line of.
He's like watching you with curiosity, but he doesn't say anything.
Do the Luigi angry pass from Mario Kart.
Yeah. He turns to you all. Interesting, but not unexpected. You're such an empty soul. But he gestures to the remainder of you. Anyone else care to see what they see within the mist?
Sure, why not?
Excellent. An elf too. Such long-lived. He kind of looks up to the wall, kind of lost for a moment, and he goes, "They say the mist that surrounds Barovia was born from this wall."
Maybe I'll find an off switch in there and wanders in.
If only it was
What's a
that.
switch?
Like, what is a switch? You step in.
Minerva's like, well,
As the mist closes and we don't have the audience doesn't have to hear it.
Yeah, when we end up staying at the place, he has to share a room with her, so he has to listen to her rant on about her toys.
Yeah.
If I was smart, I would have picked some music for this.
Put on Rap Battle. Works
Rap
for
Battle.
everything.
Oh, what's that?
This music is less potent because it's our lobby music, so it feels very plain because we're used to it as the lobby music. Not that the music itself is plain; it is
Then I'll switch.
Strahdy.
Where's that one I used? Yeah, it
So
does.
big circus
It does.
pop music comes on.
It does feel like just waiting around music.
That's why I use it as the lobby music.
Vio is standing in the mist, and there's the words "loading" is just in front
You
of
start
him.
running in a circle while you're waiting.
I'm stuck in a walking animation.
Where's that one I used before for Strahd? I wish this had a search function. Here it is. It's not gonna match the mood that much because it's like supposed to be kind of cheerful. But oh well, should have prepared.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, that just doesn't sound right.
You want to take 5 minutes to get some music?
Let's take 5 minutes to get some music.
Great. Yeah.
Steph made a really cool supper.
That looks good.
Supper's good.
Mm-hmm.
So the D&D cookbooks do have some Barovia
Music.
or Ravenloft
isn't it all wolf meat?
things.
Is it all gray?
Let me grab actually.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
I did make they had like Barovian. No, they had is it pudding? There was one. There was like a black pudding. And there was a white pudding, which I think was like a Barovian, more like vanilla one. But this one, the second cookbook that came out with, has a whole section on Ravenloft. Here it is. What stuff they got? Halfling iron rations, tavern crickets, which is literally made with crickets. It's not like a fake cricket thing. It's an actual cricket dish. Barovian garlic bread. That's probably good. Green onion pancakes. 2 hairs in rabbit stew. Whole roast boar. Queege's plate.
That's the one we
fig
used.
cakes,
This is the one we
honey
used for
milk,
Witchlight.
and purple. And purple grape mash number 3. Ooh, the fig cakes look good. Honey milk. 4 cups whole milk, 1 tablespoon of honey. 1.5 tablespoons of honey.
Oh, here's what I was looking for.
Queege's plate, consisting of pan-fried sausage, twice-browned potatoes, and eggs, is a filling meal that infallibly populates the menus of countless caravan cooks.
Say that 5 times fast.
No.
No.
Okay.
This one's more fitting. Okay.
You good, Joey?
Yeah.
I do recommend any of the D&D official cookbooks because they're good recipes. They're themed up well, and they do have a lot of. They did write lore about each of the recipes, how they fit into the game or into the universe, which is nice.
And extra fun, they're usually available at public libraries.
Yes, and recipes themselves are not copyrightable, so you can share the recipe part of it.
So, Vio, as you step through this wall of mist, eventually you find yourself in a classroom, or like a small room with several young children,
Classes.
all with various instruments, and they look at you expectantly and go, Mr. Vio, you were going to teach us a new song today.
That, right.
And you see little kids of all species, like elf, human, halfling. You see a little kid bugbear.
The Kenku that doesn't even have an instrument.
Yeah, he just makes trumpet sounds.
Now, I imagine the Kenku has like the Dick Van Dyke one-man band thing from Mary Poppins, but he doesn't have anything to activate him. He just, pretends to hit them and makes the sound.
You were going to teach us a song that you learned from your mother and father.
He looks even more confused by this. I don't know. Very well. And this pulls out his violin and basically begins playing the oldest song that he remembers. He has no idea where it comes from, and is basically the only linkage that he has to his origins. But has no ideas. Yeah.
You begin playing the song, and it even goes beyond what you remember of it, as if it's like a missing page that you never known or found, and you hear this this song that you're playing, like new parts of it for the very first time.
Yeah, because he pretty much only knew about half of it, or maybe
Yeah.
But,
and and as you're playing, you begin to remember. It's like yes, I was going to teach them the basics of this song, and we were going to perform it at the town festival during the summer festival arriving. And you see kids with various instruments, little fiddles and violins, some flutes, some drums. The 1-man band, Kenku.
Kenku.
And, 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 Good old toot toot.
And you start, if you get into it, you start instructing them in how to perform this piece of music. And to be expected, these young kids probably aren't the best as they start. But you see this one elf boy, probably no older than 10 or 11, the same kind of golden hair like you have, seems to be struggling with this one note, and he says, Uncle Vio, I can't seem to get this part right. It's very tricky. I'm having a hard time remembering.
Right. Okay. You've got to. You're forgetting to push down on your pinky onto the one section.
So you have a violin, right? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a violin just like yours. And in fact, you recognize it. You had a violin very much like this when you were a child. When you were his age.
I was found in it. Right now.
Found me on the doorstep in a giant violin.
One would call it a cello.
Can you show me? I'll try to copy what you do.
Right. Okay. And just out of... I knew Mark was going to bring up being natural. Is the door still there?
There is no door. You are completely in this room. Like, it's almost like a schoolroom.
Okay. And as everybody knows, schoolrooms have no exits.
It's like in my dreams.
Yeah, he goes over, kneels down, and shows off the hand gestures necessary to hit the correct note.
Like this. He starts like gesturing his fingers.
A little firmer, but yes.
Okay. Mother says if I keep practicing that I can be good as you one day, Uncle Vio.
Your mother,
Yeah.
what was her name again?
Says
Random name generator.
no, he goes, no, he says I always have to remember her name in case I gets lost, and I say, my mother is Cleo. And my name is Jet.
Right. Sorry.
You knew that, right? Of course you know that, right, Uncle Vio?
Of course.
Are you coming to dinner tonight, Uncle Cleo?
Uncle Cleo?
Or Vio?
Too many EOs.
Yeah.
Of course.
With Grandpa EO and Grandma CO?
It's the elven versions of Urki.
She told me not to tell you, but she's making your favorite dessert. It's gonna be a surprise.
It certainly is.
Mother makes the best apple pies, don't you think?
Yes.
I love you, Uncle Vio.
Stab that right into the heart further. We're gonna have to do a saving throw at this point.
Nope, no saving throws. But
Darn, because I have advantage against charmed.
you start he goes, oh, and speaking of the time, we have to hurry until we're not late for supper. The whole family's gonna be there. Everyone was so happy when you when you moved back into town. We miss you so much when you were away in your travels. But now you can be with us every single night for supper, for the festival, for all our birthdays. And he grabs you by the hand. He goes, "We have to hurry or we'll be late." And you hear the voice behind you. "The way back comes only but once." And the mist appears behind you, and like a curtain, the doorway appears. "Come to Uncle Vio, hurry! We don't want the apple pie to get cold."
My first thought is, wait, weren't we in a class?
You're still in the class. He's still in the classroom, but the wall of mist. The wall of mist is now behind you.
Okay, I was expecting it like a dream thing where all the other students are now gone, and it's just him.
It might have been near the end of the practice. Everyone's waiting to see you.
He is having to fight real hard to stare at that door.
The door begins to fade almost as soon as it arrived. No saving throws.
Right. Except for the ones I give myself. Now, just if you could hold on for just 1 minute, I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll go tell everyone that you'll be here soon.
All right. What is the town name again? Just asking for a hint as he starts, as he's at the cusp of the door.
But he's already out the door, saying, Can't wait to tell everyone. Uncle Vio's coming to supper." The door is almost completely gone.
Screw you, Strahd. Just goes through the door.
It's not Strahd.
No, but he's the one who made me have to come in here.
So it's what's your reaction as you walk through that door? What's the look on your face?
Anguish at loss.
Irina immediately runs up to you.
Clenched fist.
Yeah. And she wipes a tear from your eyes, perhaps. Goes, "Vio, are you okay? What did you see? You're only gone for a few seconds." Wait, I'm sorry, it's none of my concern what you saw. It's private moment.
Fine. She might notice a very angry, quick flash of a stare at Strahd before looking back at her. I'll tell you later.
Yes. He says, "Looks like what you desire is quite painful for you. But you are so strong to resist its temptation. And for that, I admire you."
As tempting as it is, it was still fake.
He gives a nod. Gestures to everyone else. Any volunteers?
Grude will step forward and be like, "This sounds like certainly an experience. I'm gonna check this out."
Okay. D's on your shoulder. His little squirrel knees begins to shake, like he's scared.
Dude, oh, it's okay, little buddy. Well, maybe you should wait here. And then
He gives a
These
little.
will get,
What?
yeah.
He gives a little chirp and a little squeak, and he will run up Irina's shoulder.
Okay.
She is now a Disney princess.
Oh,
Irina, I didn't know you could sing like that.
I couldn't before the squirrel went on my shoulder, and now I just can't stop.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
so
how I wish for a life that I don't have, and I never have because I'm a prisoner.
Wow, I think you should really keep some of that in.
No, I
Irina?
must sing.
Careful, you're turning DreamWorks.
I'm a strong, independent woman. A
there-
modern princess.
Is there a version of this, but it's like Tasha's, like, what is it, maniacal laughter or whatever, but it's like you have to sing?
Tasha's melodious musical.
That'd be so funny, but I understand that would suck as a player.
Yeah, some people think it's intrusive to make you dance with the Otto's irresistible dance.
oh yeah.
But yeah, you, Grude, you shall step through.
Stepping through the fog.
Yeah, you're much more confident than the other ones.
It's more like it was like, I wonder what's gonna happen in here.
And you,
I guess somebody comes up and says, "Hey, want a shower?" You're like, "No."
no, it's the deepest desire.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You're surrounded by a mist.
as you emerge from the mist, you find yourself in a small clearing in the woods. You see what was once probably a great tree that since fell. But you see a doorway and windows in it, a fire lit inside, a chimney on top. This tree is obviously someone's home. But there's a small campfire in the middle of this clearing, with a pot resting atop it, supported by two sturdy sticks, and surrounded by a variety of woodland creatures. Be it raccoons, squirrels, mice, some birds are hanging out. And there you see Deez, sitting sitting on a rock by the pot. He gives a little squeak in excitement as you appear.
Dude, you weren't supposed to come in here. And so
Squeak,
you're gonna go over
squeak,
to
squeak,
these.
squeak. He hops on your he hops on your shoulder and gives your bearded cheek a nuzzle.
Dude, yeah, this is pretty cool. It's kind of nice here. I could see that. Yeah. It's
There's
this
a
is nice.
little raccoon runs up to you and starts to tug on your robes
Oh,
on
what'd
the
you
hind
get there?
feet,
Okay.
and
That's-
he holds up the biggest acorn you've ever seen, like the size of a baseball, and he holds it up to you.
Dude, that is like the biggest thing I have ever seen.
He kind of does a little, runs around a little circle of happiness and kind of begins rubbing at your pawing at your robe, like he's scratching it.
Yeah. Whoa. Dang, that's cute.
And then a little sparrow comes by, and with a little twig, it puts it in your beard, and you realize that there's been a little nest forming in your beard for the past several days.
Is there little chicks hatching out of the egg?
Oh yeah, then little eggs hatch and these little baby birds.
Whoa! I didn't know that was there. Oh, geez. Let's see if you look healthy and good healthy little birds.
And
They're
you suddenly
fresh
remember.
birds that look sickly.
Yeah. Oh no, they're like the cutest little baby birds you've ever seen.
You're all just basically circles. Whoa.
Oh, then you remember you have to tend to your garden today. That's the reason why you came out from your home, from your nap. And on the side of the clearing there is a exquisite vegetable garden. There's lettuce, carrots. You have a tomato vine. And
Well, work's not gonna do itself.
Yeah, and you start tending to the garden, and you spend hours, like literal hours, just hanging out with your animal friends, tending to the garden. You see this one just ripe tomato, and you just can't help but take a bite, just like it was an apple.
Yeah.
And it's so fresh and so juicy, and the little critters like look up at you expectantly, like they want a bite.
It's gonna be gross. And that he's like, "You want some?" And he takes a bite and like spits in his hand and then gives it to
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah, they're all over it. And then you remember, it's like, oh yeah, I was making a stew. And you,
Oh, the oven's on.
yeah, and these, some of these vegetables just be perfect in this stew, especially since some of your other friends are going to be over from dinner tonight. Some other druids from the nearby enclave.
Yeah, this is gonna be like the best stew ever.
You put some ingredients in there, and you give it a big whiff, like over exaggerated. The smoke goes into your nose, like ooh, the sensation, the smell. But you know what would be perfect? A bit of honey.
Oh my. Geez, you are a genius.
No, this is your inner monologue, but
Okay.
yeah, if you pretend like Deez is like
I would
telling you this,
Yeah, it's and even like the reminders and stuff, I'm sort of also thinking maybe Deez is helping you remember.
You hear a voice from behind some of the foliage. Did somebody say honey? And from the bushes,
Actually, no, but
from the bushes, this large black bear kind of emerges on his hind legs, but he has a big honeycomb in his hands, and he goes, I thought you could use a bit of. Yeah, she's actually speaking. Goes, I thought you could use a little bit of honey. And he has a bunch of bees like buzzing around his head, but it's not in a hostile way, but they're just like buzzing around. And he has like a little beekeeper outfit on.
yeah, like that makes sense.
It's like the bees made a extremely sweet crop this season, and I thought I would come by and share.
Thanks, bees and bear.
That's me, Bisley Bear.
If I take it, just honestly, just take it, break off a piece and throw it in the pot, and then when the wax rises to the top, like scoop it out. Save it for candle making later.
Like, so yes, you make the best candles in all the forest. And all the people in the village just adore them. You're so generous not to ask for any money in return. The satisfaction is all you need.
That's true. I don't need material objects, just a good time. You know? Yeah, that's great. I don't remember being this happy in a while.
I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. Not everyone would be accepted of a enlightened beekeeper bear like me.
I feel like I've seen so many things, it's not the weirdest, but it does stick out a little bit. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro. Let's hug it out. Come in here for a bear hug.
Yeah.
And he gives you a big hug.
No one does it like a bear.
Yeah. That reminds me. Me and the family were wondering if you wanted to join us for supper. We're having honey.
Just honey? I haven't had a supper like that
The the old ball and chain caught some salmon by the river.
Salmon and honey?
It's a killer combo.
Ha, killer. Kill. It's like in his head, it's like. It's just.
Sorry, that was a little out of character for me. So, such a violent thought.
Yeah, that's.
Well, come with me then. They'll be so happy to see you. He starts. Oh, go ahead.
I was just at that point, I guess, looking around to like the other animals, and like, would I see potentially anything out of the ordinary that would maybe be an exit or something?
Well, funny you should say that, because as he's inviting you away, you hear the voice say, "The exit, the way back home comes but once." And you look back at your garden, you see all the animals waving at you, but then the wall of mist appears and the curtain appears. The blackened curtain appears.
I swear this entire scene is animated by Jim Henson.
Like those puppets?
Yeah, we got the bear in the big blue house giving.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't Jim Henson. That was
They did
God.
they did the puppets though.
Yeah, it was Jim
Is
Henson. Yeah.
Oh, it's the same people who did Eureka's Castle, because I know
They did it too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're the puppet people. But yeah, definitely gonna look back as I see the door. It's like everything's rushing back a bit. Like
Yeah.
it
Make
is like super crappy out there.
Make sure you bring the fresh batch of turnips.
And then Grude's just gonna like remembers what Theo said about like it was nice but it wasn't real.
Mm.
And then just like look back at everyone and then kind of like head down, just like walking towards the door.
Deez is looking at you with these big sad eyes though as you walk back.
And then just kind of like looking at him, being like, "I left you with Irina. I gotta trust Irina. I gotta trust Deez." And then, yeah, making it through the door.
Okay. You walk through the curtain, you find yourself in the miserable, foggy land of Barovia.
Where's Deez?
Deez is on Irina's shoulder.
So it's like, oh,
And you notice that he's still getting settled as you walk back
Oh.
out.
so it's like been just like a couple.
It's been a few seconds.
Jeez, dude, it was like literally the best ever, and you were there. Honestly, it was a lot better than here, is what I could say, and that sucked. It would be nice to have a garden again, and a bear hug.
Strahd looks confused.
Dude, no one hugs like him.
Have to take your word for that. But he nods in approval. Instead of turning to you, Minerva, she'll let you turn to Irina and say, "I must admit I am quite curious if you would step into what you would see." And he gestures towards it. "If you're willing, of course." Irina kind of looks at you all, and she goes, "I've always wanted to see beyond the mist. Be the closest I get." And without looking at Strahd, she will walk into the mist. And just for a split second, like just a few seconds after she entered, she walks back out. And she has a tear in her eye.
Does anybody want to console her? I can't because I'm a scarecrow.
Yeah. I think Minerva would go over and like just like kind of help, like hold her hand and help bring
Yeah.
her back. It's all right. You're back now, and it seems to be like that's the worst part about it.
I saw the sun
Oh my goodness.
over an open road. Most beautiful landscape you've ever seen. And in the distance, a gleaming city. Never seen something so big. Waiting for me was a covered wagon. And someone was inviting me to travel the path. Because, as they said, we have a very long journey ahead of us. I barely got to experience it before the door came. It was beautiful, though, the sun. So bright. It's the brightest thing I've ever seen.
You didn't look directly in it, though, right?
Oh, you're not supposed to do that?
No, well, okay. How do
Oh,
your
no.
eyes feel?
Kind of burny. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Feels like there's sand in them.
Who said that? Who said that? So everything's dark now. No,
Why
she.
am I saying purple?
Your eyes will adjust. Don't worry. It's just.
Strahd says, to see the sun, truly it was a gift. Irina gives him a look. Also kind of remembering that he's there. Now... I forgot your last name. What is Minerva's last name? It is Gearshift?
Shift?
Makeshift? Or Gearshift?
Hack wrench.
Makeshift?
Makeshift.
Minerva
Cosmo?
makeshift? Uses alliteration.
Now for you, Miss Makeshift, if that's your real name.
And it is. Well,
Do you wish to enter the mist?
not really. No. I don't truly know what I desire, and it scares me to think of
But don't
what
you
it
wish
would be.
don't you wish to find out to truly know oneself and find out what your heart wishes? He's offering you a
If
choice.
anything like-
He's offering you a
If anything like
choice. So
me,
not
you will-
Yeah.
Go ahead,
yeah.
Jay.
He's offering me a choice.
yeah, so you don't have to go.
Yeah. I will not. Minerva will not. One, she's looking around at everyone, and two, she is unsure of what it is, and so she doesn't want to
Okay.
be surprised in there.
If it's anything like me, someone will just come in and try and stab you. Easy
I
as
feel like it
pie.
won't be like that, Vogelsuch.
Mhm.
Just a hunch. Educated guess.
It'll probably just be like the best invention you will ever come up with, or something.
Goes to the plane of all the Modrons.
I don't know what you're talking about, Vogelsuch.
That was a Mark thing. But
Just like the idea of
it's
Vogelsuch.
it's basically the plane of logic and robots.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but Minerva will not go through.
He goes, disappointing, but it is your choice.
Minerva's biggest desire not to be peer pressured.
It's like, hey, we're all doing drugs, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
We're doing depression drugs.
Doing depression drugs.
Today on a very special episode of Curse of Strahd.
We're all having dream pastries. You want some? They make you feel good.
Come on,
And
don't
then-
be a narc.
They give you
Have
such a
dream
good night's sleep, too.
The dreams, man.
The dreams, man. Who cares what they're made of? That's what dreams are made of.
Children.
Children, am I right?
No one creates dreams like a child. Am I right?
That's true. Yeah. Strahd goes, oh dear, you didn't eat those pastries, did you? That big mistake if you did that.
No, don't worry. We didn't. We figured it out soon enough that it just looked like a really bad time.
Yeah. So he will reach into his cloak, and in his hand are 4 small gems. 2 of them silver, 2 of them gray.
Do they look familiar to something we've already seen?
They shouldn't. What are you thinking?
The thing Minerva has. Just checking.
What did Minerva have?
The one that's talking to
Oh, no. The Amber Shard. No, this is
Just double checking.
this is something different.
Here, have a
silver
whole bunch
gems
of evil.
2 silver gems and 2 gray gems.
Yes.
One of each flavor.
He says, as promised, your reward. And the gems begin levitating in his hand. Or no, it's not levitating yet. He touches the gems to the wall. He puts his hand in and then brings them out. As he does so, several tendrils of mist extrude from the wall and condense into small... Okay, so these form the gemstones, sorry. He reaches his hand, the gemstones appear in his hand as if formed by the mist. And they begin...
I guess you missed that part.
I did miss that part. And they hover in the air. You see 2 silver ones, 2 gray ones. And they're about as big as one's fingernail.
What do they do? Are they just precious stones?
Well, he will outreach his hands as the hovering gems appear above them, and for each person who entered the wall mist, one will appear in front of you. Let's say Vogel is gray, Grude is silver, Vio is gray, and Irene is silver. And he says, they are, of course, not the most powerful of artifacts. The wall is the product, of course, of a dead god, after all. He says, the gray gemstone. If you have a gray gemstone, it's called the Gray Gemstone of Desire. It would be a custom item. Says... The gray gemstone will lead you to an object that you desire, and the silver gemstone will take the bearer to a place they wish to go. And the silver one is called the Gemstone of Desire. The gray one is the Gray Gemstone of Desire.
Right.
But he does not tell you what they do. He says, simply crush the gem to unleash their potential. With some time, you may be able to, with the long rest, you might be able to tell. After you,
Okay.
you don't need to attune to them or anything, but they are like a magic object.
Works for me.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, thank the wall.
Thank you all.
Walls
Yeah,
can't
Vogelsuch
talk,
first.
silly. What are you, stupid?
Give me that gem back. It's obviously wasted on you.
And you notice in his hand is another gem, and he pockets that one. It's probably what he had in his pocket before.
His own gem.
He says,
Take it you went in as well?
He nods. Oh, yes. And he pulls out the gem. And he goes, shows it to you. He goes, a gleed, a dragon's eye, it is called in some cultures. A spark of power made tangible. It looks different than the one you have.
Right. Yeah, of course he keeps the best one for himself.
Yeah. It's like at Halloween. 1 piece of candy for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 3 for me.
But you took the stickers.
Just left me with the Mary Janes.
Takes all the Reese's for himself. But they are my favorite.
I got candy corn.
In
Socks.
Canada, they're called rockets. It's the thing that's always left over. It's
Sure.
like these little tart. Like I think, do you have them in America? Where it's
They're
like,
they're Smarties here, which I love.
oh
Yeah, I
right.
like them.
Yeah.
Our Smarties are chocolate covered things like M&Ms, but a
Yeah.
different thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's all weird. You're so weird up there.
Well, that's because the
So
chocolate
exotic.
Smarties were already around before the other Smarties.
Yeah.
Commonwealth.
Same in Australia too, which makes sense. Commonwealth.
Oh, they eat the gemstone.
He eats it.
Oh, don't do
No.
that! You have to unwrap it first.
It's raw candy.
Delicious.
Do it and drink some
Jawbreaker.
bite into it and then drink some soda. See what happens.
Oh my gosh, we did that to a friend once.
Oh no.
Oh.
On his birthday, we bought him Pop Rocks as a gift, but he was drinking a rum and coke. So he took a mouthful of Pop Rocks and then had his rum and coke. But it didn't go anywhere. He kept his mouth closed.
I've done it
Oh.
with Pepsi.
Got to bring back the Mentos Diet Coke fountains.
No, thank you.
What a magical time to be alive.
Or not if you're the one who eats it.
Strahd does go, ah, yes, of course. Your reward for completing my wager. And he will reach into his cloak and produces a small medallion carved from petrified wood, dotted with tiny gleaming clusters of azurite. And he hands it to one of you.
How intricate.
He goes, it is said that the god who died here, though his name is lost to time, left several relics behind. And this is one of them.
Was a gem covered in azurite?
It's a wooden medallion
Oh.
covered in azurite, dotted with tiny gleaming clusters of azurite. I don't think there's any specific pattern to it.
Speckled like stars.
Perhaps. But this is a Twilight Crest. It's a homebrew item, so if you have that enabled, will require attunement. But you can find out when it does. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Because when you see it. Crest has 3 charges. Regains 1 charge at dawn. During the day, the Crest wielder can spend 1 charge to cast Aid. At night, the Crest wielder can spend 1 charge and cast Spirit Guardians. But that's only at nighttime. The wielder can spend 3 charges as an action and cast a spell called... look it up.
Power word kill.
At 10th level. Invoration.
Kills anybody who hears you.
Matt Mercer, how do you say this? So it doesn't have a speaker thing by it. Invoration. Chat.
Enervation. Okay.
Enervation. This is a pretty high level spell.
Yeah, I've never seen it played.
It's a life draining tendrils basically will surround you. You can regain hit points when they hit people.
Spirit Guardians is not concentration. Yes,
no.
it is concentration. It is concentration.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that new or old though?
that's true. Let me double check that.
Because whatever it is, it'll be the legacy one. But who will take it? You don't have to attune to it if you take it, but who will take it from his
Well,
his hand?
Minerva's got empty hands, so she's going to take it.
Yeah, it is concentration. The spiritual weapon is not concentration.
Okay.
As you kind of grab the medallion, he'll do the thing where he kind of puts his hand over yours. And it is cold. Like probably the coldest hand you've ever touched, and he looks you in the eyes and says, "Make good use of it. You'd be ashamed to squander such a generous gift."
Oh, don't worry. We'll make sure to keep this for dire situations.
Give me a perception check, real quick. $20. You see his eyes ever so subtly turn to the pocket that's holding the Amber Shard. Like, it wouldn't even been noticeable if you haven't rolled so high.
Like it's like one of those things. Like he knows it's there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that.
He at
Like
least knows that
Minerva.
something is there.
Yep. So Minerva's gonna pretend she didn't see him doing that because like it was very small, obviously. So
Yeah,
why-
and this will be what he says, it would be unwise to squander such gifts. And
oh, it lines up with the.
yeah, he'll line up with that.
Stone?
And he'll release his grasp. And you're now in possession of the Twilight Crest.
Well, thank you. And she's gonna do that curtsy thing again, but she's going to not grab the side with this stone in it.
Yeah.
In the pocket, the amber shard. She's gonna just do a one-sided one and then walk back to the party, but she's not gonna turn her back to him out of a sign of respect.
Perhaps one of my brides can teach you proper etiquette.
Baby, I don't know. This is working so far so well.
Oh, but how could I forget? I do, as he's doing this as he's mounting Bucephalus. He goes, "Oh, how could I forget? I am so looking forward to our dinner. We can get to know each other more."
Yes, can't wait.
And he says to Irina, he says, "Miss Koyana, I do wish you would reconsider about joining us." He gives a slight bow to you all. "Until we meet again." And Bucephalus will ride into a cloud of mist and disappear.
Well, we did it. Good work, everyone.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I guess we did.
Did anybody else see the people trying to kill them?
No, quite the opposite.
No, but a couple stab wounds in the heart.
It must be nice to have a desire.
If you saw
Not that I-
something, you desire something.
Not that I lament having such basic desires, but I do recognize that, well, there could be more to this. If I weren't killed.
Actually, message Mark saying, I don't know, like, if your character would actually desire anything. He says, yeah, it's fine. Just whoever killed him.
Yeah, that's all he wants. He's a revenant.
And Steph, I did have something planned for you, even though we didn't talk about it. But what it is, we'll never know.
No, I won't. But I also was like, oh, I didn't get back to Joey. I don't want to like shove that on him to make something in the point. But also like trying to think about what does she desire, and it's pretty vague right now.
Want me to tell you what I had in mind?
Yeah.
I was going to have you be a professor at a university, and just be like teaching how to mix magic with technology, like your creations, like you do with your clockwork stuff and your creations.
Yeah, because it's like it's magic, but actually science, but magic.
Yeah, and all the students would have like really loved you and stuff, and you would have been approached by a professor from Strixhaven and offered a teaching position at the pristine magic university in all the realms.
I mean, that would have been pretty good.
Yeah, would have been great. Now you know.
I was expecting like a large, the most well-stocked laboratory that you could possibly imagine, with a massive library of research material and such.
That too.
And not a single person around to bother you.
But
quiet here.
You probably would have had like a big workshop too, stuff like that. So
yeah, I feel like that would have been part of the Strixhaven deal. Is like you have this whole wing of the place to yourself,
and as many interns as you want.
All of them shirtless
and unpaid.
I said it as a joke. It's like, well, since you're basically Evie from The Mummy, do you just want to like go on adventures with
Brandon Fraser?
Brandon Fraser.
I thought that was really funny.
You go on an event like you can fight mummies with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the cast of The Mummy is the perfect D&D party.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But Muriel will meet back up with you and go, glad you all came back. But I had no doubt that you wouldn't.
Be happy you didn't join us.
He goes, I know what I would have saw in there. Something I lost from me forever. Because I think about it every day since it happened.
I'm sorry for your loss, Muriel.
She like puts her hand on your shoulder and gives a little squeeze and go, that's why you guys were the best. I knew I picked right when I guided you into Barovia. The village of Barovia.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say something.
Oh, so you put us in the house.
No, remember when you first arrived in Barovia, the Raven was there?
It'd be funny if she was
ahead.
Yeah, it sounded like she was saying.
Oh, no.
Before that correction, it was like, yeah, I brought you here. What? to the town. Oh.
Yeah, the town. Yeah, she kind of, I forget. It's like she landed on a statue, kind of led you to the to an inn. I think that was, yeah, that was in Barovia leading to the Red Water Inn, the Blue Water.
Yeah.
No, the Blood on the Vine, and then led you to the Blue Water Inn in
Yeah,
Vallaki.
this was back with Irina's family.
Yeah. It's like, no, I didn't bring you here. It was just, I made sure you found safe
Say that
haven.
out of character, don't worry.
But you will begin the trek back to the Wizard of Wines. But you soon come across the hidden path back
Wait,
to.
weren't we gonna give a thing to the ghost?
I was going to say, you soon come across the hidden path to Cavan's Cairn.
Okay.
He goes, well, you can make a detour if you want to bring that wand back to him.
Yeah, it sounded like a good idea.
Yes. I would like a rest anyway.
Got tired of the other art. I'm going to do this one. But you go into the woods, the secret path, until you reach the small shrine. And Muriel once again reaches into her boot and pulls out a small knife to cut herself for the blood sacrifice. And she will. And the spirit of Cavan, the blood drinker, rises from the grave.
God, just imagine him like jumping out of the ground incorporeally like a fish that's just like grabs something on the surface.
Flops around a couple times first.
Yeah, and then he gets up and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, okay."
I have to hold my breath while I'm down there.
There's no light under the ground. I don't know why I stay there. I can't see anything.
But he goes, Muriel, back so soon? And you all survived. Warriors, I knew it.
Sort of. Well, we did get. We brought you something. I think Vogel had it.
Vogel, what do you do?
Sorry, it was a message. God, what did I pick up from him?
It was the wand.
the-
Sorry.
Yeah, just the wand.
Right, there we go. Yeah, I forgot about that. I reach into my chest cavity and pull it out
It's all gooey.
like a magician doing a magic trick from one end. I believe this belongs to you.
Don't you? Have you ever heard of pockets?
I was dressed in women's clothes. I have no pockets.
He says, he gestures to the base of his grave. He goes, haven't seen that, and I don't have even a memory. But he grasps his spear a little tighter as he gestures downwards.
The druid performing the ritual had this by their side.
Just once used by our shamans for spiritual rituals, and now it's only used for vile acts.
Would you like me to put it somewhere?
He says, I would like it to be. He says, as long as it's not in the hands of the forest folk. But I would have some solace to know that it rests with me now. But I don't know if I deserve such privilege.
What greater way to redeem yourself than to be the guardian of the wand? I'll give you a purpose.
I believe it's my purpose to grant you aid on your journey now that you've proven yourself. And now I am open to you. Anything you wish to know about my history, about the ladies' threes, the old religions.
It's something we were asking them last time, and then we were like, wait, we gotta keep going. What was it?
So you would
we were asking about the little butterfly statue, I think.
The history and religious significance
ancient
of it.
religions, yeah. You can only get a short rest, by the way, as you relax here.
I'll take that.
Yep. Story time, everyone. Gather round, gather round.
Don't mind if I do.
No, I'm still paying attention. I'm just resting my eyes.
So, he reveals to you that over 1,000 years ago, over nearly a millennia ago, I became a chieftain among my people, known as the First Folk, later Barovia's history. But we worshipped a trio of goddesses known as the Rosanna. Which I'll put in the chat. The Seeker, the Weaver, and the Huntress. And the Druids of the First Folk paid homages to the Ladies Three at their holy sites. 3 fanes that dwelled within the valley, known as the Mountain Fane, the Forest Fane, and the Swamp Fane. And each fane had a gemstone imbued with the power of the Weaver, which was said to give life and vitality to the wilderness around it. This wand, Cavan notes, was once wielded by those who connected our people to the Rosanna. And Muriel goes, so that the gems that make our vineyard so fertile, your people use them to provide food for everyone. And he nods, like, even in the harshest of summers and winters, the crops survived because of the goddesses, because of the gifts from the Weaver.
Writing all that down, don't worry.
Yeah. And I can tell you all this later.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it is my fault that they were separated from my people. For in my hubris, before the mist surrounded Barovia, I stepped foot into the Whispering Wall, and I learned secrets. And I became powerful because of those secrets, but most importantly, I learned how to obtain the Spear of the Huntress. And he gestures to the spear that he's wielding. And with it, I waged war on the other tribes. And to protect the Fanes from my cruelty, a servant of the Seeker, a clan of were-ravens, hid away the life-giving gems that blessed the Fanes to conceal them from my ambitions, and vanish into the wilderness with them. Gestures to Muriel. He goes, your ancestors, or if you are one of their kin. And she shakes her head. He goes, "Not by blood." He nods.
By marriage?
By marriage, yeah. Potential marriage.
Fiance.
But with the gems gone, and long after my death, it caused a schism within the First Folk. Because of my cruelty, I was not buried with the other honored chieftains upon Yester Hill, but in this lonely cairn, long forgotten. It's not centuries later when a horrible tyrant descended upon Barovia. King Dostron, the Hellborn, became known. Caused a terrible blight upon the land, damming the rivers, slaughtering whoever stood in his path. And perhaps they would have rose up against him, but that's when Strahd von Zarovich, when he was still alive, descended upon the valley of Barovia. And so they turned to King Dastron for strength. And that's where the schism occurred. Those who followed Dastron stayed within the valley, now known as the Forest Folk. And instead of fighting Strahd, they looked to him for aid. It's okay, so, he sought out protection from Strahd against Dastron's cruelty. And when Strahd obliged, they became faithful to him. And the remainder went to the mountains, became known as the Mountain Folk. And it's with them where I think you will learn secrets on how to defeat Strahd once and for all. For Strahd gathers his power from the land itself, and only the mountain folk know how to disrupt that link.
Would they even be willing to help us, though?
He shakes his head. I do not think so, unless you offer a gift. A gift that I stole centuries ago. He gestures to the spear. The spear of the huntress. With it, I believe you can earn their trust, and they'd be willing to speak with you, because for their village in Balatok Mountains, shrouded by mist, and unable to be found, if they do not wish it.
That's the one with the spiders, isn't it?
Spiders.
Nothing. Don't worry.
I don't like spiders. They have more legs than a thing should have. He says there is a town known as Soldav within the Balatak Mountains. And you've definitely seen the mountains off in the distance to the south. You pass by a path to it. It's not far from here. So,
Yeah. It's also the one where I think that we heard rumors about there being like sword spiders or something.
that was near
Phase first.
that was near Argynvostholt.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably due to the ghostly stuff going on there.
I think possibly Lasaga's up there too, maybe.
Says, without the token of the ladies, you will never find the entrance, nor will Soldav elders grant you entry.
Tokens?
The spear. Um, did you...
I was kind of hoping that little butterfly thing would work.
I was also thinking that too.
Yeah. He goes, that is a pretty trinket, but the spear will hold much more sway. His powers have long since diminished, I'm sure, but it's been lost to them for so long. He goes, unfortunately, it's been so long, I no longer know where it's located. Its exact location. But I do know the general area. For it's within the tomb of King Dastron himself, hewn from the stone beneath his fortress, which he built in the eastern mountains. I'm sure you've seen it, for it's now known as the Pillar Stone of Ravenloft. His voice is way more. It's now known as the Pillar Stone of Ravenloft, where Strahd now resides.
At the castle?
He nods.
Does anybody else find this oddly convenient as we're going to have dinner there?
I think it does imply that a token may grant you entry, but the spear will gain their trust. But we'll see. It says, if you are to find it, if you could take it to the shrine of the Ladies Three in Soldav to reconcentrate it in the sacred spring there.
That's great.
Concentrate, and you can redeem my past mistakes. And then perhaps finally I can know peace.
Sure. I mean, I guess.
And with the knowledge that you can grant with the knowledge, if you gain their trust, perhaps you can sever the connection from Strahd and the Fanes. Or in the land itself.
That'd be cool.
But it says, I promised you a weapon, but that weapon is knowledge.
Well, it's a start.
Maybe even an end, if it's good enough knowledge.
Did you perhaps find the gemstone as well?
Oh, yes.
I do believe I still have that.
I think you gave it to Muriel.
Yeah, we gave it to Muriel.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's already gone off to give it back to them.
No, she's here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I give it to her over there, the blue-tipped one.
Look. Yeah, she knows who she is. Yep, there's her name. I need to make that the default token so you're changing it.
Yeah, well, you can do that easily now from the
Oh yeah, I can just do that here.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than it used to be. Oh, now she's small.
I don't want her to be huge when she comes to the map.
No, I completely understand.
So she holds it out, and he kind of looks at it, and it's no longer one of my people's artifacts. It belongs to true worshippers of the Seeker, which you have upheld even if you haven't known it all these centuries. You'll keep it safe, and may one day you find its counterparts. She puts it back into her one of her pockets. After you spend a short rest, Muriel says, "Get back to the winery."
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to getting that back.
Yeah, they're probably worried about all of us.
I bet he's going to be angry.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna.
Took too long.
He's gonna be grumpy because we weren't back sooner. He gives a smile. Well, let's go and disappoint him, huh?
I like that attitude.
I am all for that.
Kevin goes, I wish I could go. You know, I can't leave this forest.
Oh my god, shut up, and I take out some holy water and splash it on him.
He melts. But as he goes back into his grave, he goes, go with the blessings of the ladies three, if they still listen. And he'll descend back into the ground.
Hey, job well done, I suppose.
And the wand is like placed on the ground by the stones.
Should we maybe cover it, or so nobody just comes and takes it? No.
I don't think anyone else knows about this place.
Yeah.
He goes,
Should be safe then.
He seems to regret what he did when he was alive.
I will say, he even laughs at your terrible jokes, Muriel. He seems like quite a different person now.
It's like, yeah, I bet he completely changed his worldview just because he met me. And who wouldn't, to be honest? You've all grown so much since you've met me. You were so weak and frail when I first saw you on the road. And now look at you. Fighting vampires. Killing druids.
That's true. You did know us before we fought vampires.
Well, yeah, we shouldn't keep the old bird waiting. We got the winery.
Yep.
Oh, old bird, I get it now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a nickname, but it's like relevant, huh?
You think that would ruffle his feathers?
Ah, I like it. Like it.
What did I say?
Oh, he's not going to be happy. You all know his secret, though. Ooh.
We better hurry up.
He goes, we're going to have to kill you, unfortunately.
I don't think you could. Takes out the silvered scythe.
Whoa. Hold on there.
Just still joking, Vogelsuch, still joking.
Yeah, you need to learn.
He attempts a wink.
You need to know, like, cadence, you know? Tone of my voice.
Who's she? Who's Cadence? I've never met her.
Okay.
Put the scythe away.
God, I wish I knew that trick. That'd be so useful.
You have to basically make a pact with an almighty god of some sort, and he'll teach you how.
I mean, listen, I already turned into a raven. I mean, that's about as far as I go.
Suit yourself. Start walking back.
Yeah. It's a couple hour walk.
I can't imagine ever making a deal with something like that. What about you, Minerva?
Oh, I'd never have to think about that when I'm about to die.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen more when I think about it, but it is like, I don't know. How would you feel, Vio, and everyone else who can hear me? If, say, you had a chance to, like, say we were dying again, say we were all in a very bad spot, what would you do if you perhaps had, like, an ominous voice being like, hey, I can help you, you just have to let me do my thing, but it's very unclear and sort of ominous.
That's very specific, Minerva.
Yeah, ominously specific, but I don't think I wouldn't know until it happened.
That's fair.
Can we spend the time walking back to actually identify the gems?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that during your short rest. So if you have a gray stone, if you shatter it, you cast locate object.
Ooh.
If you break the silver gemstone, you cast Misty Step.
That's it?
Yep.
I thought it was gonna like take me to where my desire was, not 30 feet away.
Usually you'd probably desire to be those 30 feet away.
Yeah, perhaps.
The gray gemstone will lead their bearer to the object of their desire, and the silver gemstone will take their bearer to a place they wish to go. As long as it's 30 feet
And
away.
you can see it.
And you can see it, and it's not behind total cover.
And it's on the ground or a surface and not in the air. Actually, no, Misty Step can be at a point.
Imagine it doesn't say if it's not like really a magic item, but imagine
Probably like a boon or something similar to that.
yeah, it's probably I would say a bonus action. And the crest is you would have time to attune to it. Someone at the when you were resting.
Are you giving it to Minerva?
I think Minerva would be the best one because on top of at least with the nighttime one, she would be just on top of having her cannon. She would then have access to spirit guardians.
Yeah.
And she is not a frontline fighter like me or Vogel, so her breaking of concentration would be less routine.
And
aid.
She can ask aid.
Yeah.
Would be good for other to cast it on. Is it 4 people? 3 people?
Choose up to 3 people within range. Each target's hit point maximum in current hit points increased by 5.
And as far as I know, she doesn't
3
have any
hours.
concentration spells so far.
Yeah.
I do not.
There you go.
But Grude has plenty of them. So
Spirit
I-
Guardians
I-
and the other one is kind of a melee spell. Because
Yeah.
it's kind of expecting you to be in the thick of it.
It's a good
Within
thing for
range.
if something comes to her and she needs defense, pops
Yeah.
on.
So can only use Spirit Guardians at night though. So just keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
I mean,
Ask.
there's a 50% chance it'll be nighttime.
We have to roll a die. Let's see.
and a 25% chance of us remembering that this ability exists.
Yeah.
You gotta
So
roll
you
for
can-
that
It's
too.
lower than that.
That one's it's a magic item, so you'll be able to add it via homebrew.
Yeah, you have to make sure Homebrew's enabled and then search for Twilight Crest.
Yeah, I linked it earlier. You can add that to your thing, and then you'll be able to just refresh your character page, and you should be able to
No, I
add it afterwards.
made it, so it should be there.
Okay, then you should be able to do it now already, as long as it's
It's there.
cool. Don't forget to attune to it by at the bottom of the after you activate it. Then you have to go down to the bottom and attune to it, and then you'll have access to anything that Joey put onto it. Unless you just made an item that just has text, Joey, the
No,
lazy way.
No, it has magic spells and charges and
Yeah. I like how robust that feature is on D&D Beyond, but man, is it tedious.
well, it's probably what they use to make all the items. So
Yeah, they just gave it an interface that
Yeah.
people can use from the other side, right? So they don't have to just do it from the database side of things. But
Is
yeah,
it-
it's
it's not that bad.
a lot of detail.
Once you know where everything is, it's not too hard.
Yeah.
But I'm able to attune to it now, or do I have to wait?
It takes an hour to attune, so if you want to do it during the short rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I am attuned.
All right. So you have access to those spells, but each one takes a charge off the pendant. So
Yep, and then
you should see if you click on the item, you should see 3 charge ticks. I don't know if you cast a spell if it'll do it or not, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, because I see it there, and then I see it recharges at dawn for 1. It feels very like Magic the Gathering when you're trying to summon a planeswalker. You get like 1 per dawn.
So
Why are there no planeswalkers in Ravnica?
They're all on the elsewhere. Ravnica's a big city plane, so maybe they're just somewhere else in the city.
So, when you arrive at the Wizard of the Wines, you do see 2 of the adults are on the roof starting to repair the big hole that the druids made, and where the Gothias tree was, or the Gothias sapling was growing through the walls and the roof.
And where the druid completely destroyed the crane.
Oh yeah, so inconsiderate. You see some of the kids playing in the yard, and some of the older kids are kind of watching them play. But Davian is there, like barking orders at all of them. You do see Elver, the one that was kind of cross at you when you first met, kind of loading barrels into a cart.
Kinda.
What is the winch working yet? The winch.
The winch.
Yeah, the winch.
The winch is being repaired. So he's doing it the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
Guns a-blazing. I give a wave. I know. We're back.
Muriel, some of the little kids like run up to Muriel and goes, "Auntie Muriel," give them hugs. I'm so glad you're safe. Did you beat the evil druids? She goes, "That's right, Vigo. I got him. We got him. These guys are the real heroes."
Oh, shucks.
Looks behind him. What is he talking about?
And
we have merely done what we were requested, and what we needed to do.
Davian goes, "Like I ever had a doubt of you guys. It's like I knew you can do it, and you have all of our gratitudes. You kept my family safe, and that means the world to me. Consider yourself honorary Markovs."
So that means we get to keep what we found, right?
Didn't look at my stuff, did you?
No.
Good.
I take out the key that I think I still have. That goes to one of the room. No, we used that, so never mind. Probably left it there.
You put that further in your pocket.
Oh no, I still have the
Good thing you don't know our dark, terrible secret.
Yeah, I still have the ink made from wine, so I'm not giving that back.
Muriel.
I was more hinting towards the green thing.
Yeah.
Muriel calls out to like the people on the roof and loading the barrels. Like, don't worry, guys. They know our secret. You don't have to put up the act anymore. And they go like,
I mean, it's not even really an act. Like, do you just regularly stay as ravens all the time?
One of them goes like, "Oh, thank goodness," and transforms into a raven. It's like it's so much easier to lift things like this.
Well, I'm glad to help. Speed up reconstruction time.
Davian though looks perturbed and go, "Muriel, did you let it slip?" It's like, we're supposed to keep this a secret so he doesn't find out about us. So, like, our enemies don't find out about us.
Your secret's safe with us. Don't worry.
Muriel goes, Strahd knows at this point. He's known for a while. And that woman got under my skin. And she tells a story about how she torched. And, he says, we need to have a little talk in private. Because I found out more about your son.
Oh, you mean she doesn't want to go into the dark torrid story with all the kids running around her legs?
Yeah.
And then you'll never guess what they did to him.
Yeah, and then he tore over his body, and there was silver everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, she says, I found out more about Elric, but we talk about that later. Davian nods. He goes, well, now that the secret's out, puts his hand on his cane.
Bring it up a bit.
Sure
Calm
you...
down, Joey.
I'm sorry, what?
You broke out for a bit there.
Oh, he says, well, now that the secret's out, places his hand on his cane. You probably have questions.
No, not really.
I think Muriel answered quite a bit of them, actually. She's kind of taken the head on this one.
Sorry, a bit of a blabbermouth.
She fought valiantly as a raven.
That's why she's the best of us. The rest of us aren't fighters.
Perhaps you should start training. It would be better to protect yourself in the future.
Kind of
Never hurts.
gives a thoughtful nod. Goes, maybe. But that's for the next generation. But he goes, it's not only silver, that lycanthrope sphere, it's also the dark magic that Strahd wields. So keep that in mind if you ever run into any of those werewolves.
I think just about everybody fears that.
If you don't have any questions for him, though. He just starts going on.
That story's already been told.
Yeah.
So do you like eat birdseed or something?
Oh, that's
When you're...
that's a dirty rumor.
I saw a bunch of birdseed in your trunk upstairs.
How'd you find that? That would be funny.
There's a key for that.
What? Yeah. You possibly have found that.
If his bed was in a giant cage.
There seems to be something off about this family. It's just full of nests.
You see, like, free bird seeds.
When you molt and your feather comes off when you're in raven form, and then you turn back into a human, does like a piece of does that feather turn into a piece of flesh?
Oh, it's awful to clean up. There's like Strahd sets up a free birdseed sign with a cage over it.
This is a wily coyote.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to clean up, and he goes over to like a giant bird bath and just starts like splashing around in it.
This is exactly the kind of mood that they designed Curse of Strahd for, right?
Since there's some downtime, he will kind of give a little history about the order. So more exposition time.
Oh, good. We needed something to go to sleep.
Yeah.
To.
No, he just says, Davian's grandfather, Elric the Greater, which you know is the grandfather of, or the great grandfather of Irina.
Yep.
And the paladin, okay, so
What's his face?
his grandfather was Livius. The Burgomeister Ismark Antonovich, which is known as Ismark the Greater, and a paladin of the
my name.
What? Backstory revealed.
No, it means the player. That's my name, Mark the Greater.
Ismark the Greater. Question mark. Question
yes,
mark.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah. And a paladin of the Morning Lord, known as Luganda. Founded the Keeper of the Feather over a century ago. Tells a story about how they obtained an artifact known as the Sigil of the Sun from Castle Ravenloft shortly after Strahd began his 100-year rest. And to kind of make it sound more impressive, they renamed it to the holy symbol of Ravenkind to inspire the Barovian people. And to conceive its true origins, crafted a tale which a angel with raven wings delivered it to Luganda directly to make her seem like she was chosen by the Morning Lord itself, and that inspired the people of Barovia in times of need. But he does say that the symbol was lost when Luganda fell on Yester Hill fighting a demon that was summoned by a witch named Baba Zelena atop Yester Hill. That's where the paladin fell and the holy symbol was lost.
How many Babas are there?
At least 2.
Guess so.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's like a German word for like for
Like Mother Crone or something.
yeah, crone or something like that.
German word Baba translate to Rum Baba or Baba. No, stupid AI. What does Baba mean? Bye bye in Austrian.
I think Bun's right. It's like crone or mother, things like that.
It might be
Yeah,
a
it
negative.
seems like like a suffix.
Yeah.
Or prefix.
But he does mention that's where the Gothias tree. Will the Gothias tree now rest?
That place wasn't very fun.
But yeah, he is extremely grateful for your help. And he will turn to Muriel and go, you should probably tell them what you overheard of Strahd's conversation at the Vistani camp. And she nods. He goes, again, wasn't keeping from you. It was just order business.
we've been kind of busy anyway.
But as but I was spying on Strahd at Tears Fall at the Vistani camp. He was getting a Taroka card reading from Madame Ava. And I was listening in. And
When was this?
this was very early on when you were traveling to the Vistani camp.
Oh, that's right. He arrived before we did.
Yes, that's when you met him when he was leaving. And I've only heard a little bit of his prophecy. Before he noticed me and chased me off, and that's when he set the Strix after me.
Hey, shoo.
He said, "Get out of here, bird."
Well, that does explain why they were there.
So I only caught the first part, and I don't know if you can make anything out of it, but this is what I heard. This was the cards that he was drawn, and she recites: the Dark Lord, the Master of Shadows, the beast in a labyrinth that tears at his chains, the Six of Stars, the Evoker, the power you covet, a force untamed by mortal hands, raw and wild with burning fury, the Artifact, the token you seek, the key to power, divinity's heart waits, but where? The Innocent, I see a maid of raven hair and twilight eyes. She is one way to the token. But there is another, the broken one. The path of sacrifice opens another door. The wall that whispers awaits your tribute.
That last line, that's probably referring to the fog that he led us to, right?
Mayhaps.
It might even be further from that, but that is a very good coincidence.
The maid of raven hair. And there's plenty of people around with black hair.
What about the little girl? What's her name? The granddaughter? I forget her, the Vistani chieftain's daughter.
It is
The
Arabelle.
one we got the gift for?
It was Arabelle.
Yeah, we got the blinkskis.
You-
Is her hair black by chance?
It is black.
That's
And
who I bet on.
and you know that Strahd's servants convinced the Vistani man who was beheaded to kidnap her.
Yes. That's who I think it is.
That would make sense. But what token is it referring to?
If you're ever curious, I did put your card reading in
Yeah.
somewhere in here.
I got it in my notes too. Well, I have the actual cards in the notes. I don't think I have
Yeah.
everything. So good that I have.
Yeah, it's under Madame Ava's prophecy. And then Arabelle's prophecy. You're just full of prophecies.
So prophetic.
Strahd is definitely planning something. And to receive this prophecy so soon after he awoken.
Well, Madame Ava probably didn't have much choice in the matter.
The Vistani, they're Davian goes, the Vistani, don't trust them. They
Was
have
anybody?
ties back to Strahd going back
Oh,
centuries.
We know, but
I know that
neutrality.
I know that they're all not loyal to him, but some definitely are. So we do best not to do dealings with them except under very strict circumstances, which Reminds me, that shipment to the Vistani needs to go out by nightfall, people. Okay, as long as they pay. Actually, they don't pay. What use is money?
That's what I have been
Just gonna make
saying
sure
all
everyone's happy
along.
with wine.
We supply them with wine. Keeps their spirits alive.
And gives you potential inns. I imagine that
Literal inns.
that too.
He goes, he doesn't mention Irwin, though. He says that. He says, it's got the blood on the vine, Barovia, the Vistani caravan. If we can find them, they're always moving around.
Well, I was more referring to for your spies and stuff like that, but that too, I suppose. Or
Well, when he
it's
says
always
inns,
nice to have friends.
when he says inns, like those are good places for gossip and rumors. So
Yes.
yeah. He goes, speaking of deliveries, where are you youngins heading next?
Going to see a friend's family. Glances over at Vogel.
Back. Yes, this was our pit stop on the way to place of interest to me. Volgenhaus. So what's the
Argenvost.
Argenvost.
Yeah.
Argenvost Holt.
Argenvost.
The Holt is very important.
Yes,
He goes-
it's a suffix for scarecrow.
He goes, Argenvost Holt. You mean with the ghouls?
If that's what's there, then yes. I've been told of those similar to me may be around there.
He goes, I have no doubt about that. But word of advice. Saying you guys look horrible.
As to you.
He goes, I don't know if you have the stamina to face whatever's at Argenvost right now. Tell you what. You help escort the wine to Kresk and put in a good word for me. They should let you through the gates. You can rest up there. And then you can do whatever the bloody well you want at Argenvost Holt with those spirits.
Well, I hope to find either who killed me or why I am still undead.
Irina,
Check which of the two cities did he just mention? Because I think you said two of them.
Kresk.
Okay.
Kresk is
Yeah, the one on the left.
the town that's close to here. Yeah. Argenvost Holt is the castle where the revenants used to reside. It's to the north, like northeast.
No, I thought I heard you mention the town that starts with R, where the mayors were.
The mayors. Well, there's Barovia, Valaki, Kresk,
okay.
and Berez is the one that was destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
If I said something wrong, then didn't mean to. Irina does turn to you and go, ever since I've been on the road, I've been thinking of the prophecy. And I think it may point to Kresk. I think we're meant to go there.
If it shall get me eventually to Argenhaus, Holt,
Holt. Argenvost Holt.
I don't have a tongue. It is hard for me to pronounce things.
And this is also me as a DM saying, you guys are out of spell slots.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
not me. Not me, because I'm a warlock.
And I've been using
You don't
cantrip
have
mostly.
spells.
But yeah, we can stagger. We obviously will rest up before we
Yeah.
do anything there.
Oh, but on the plus side, you get to meet the Revenant on the bridge because we're gonna have to pass him to get to Kresk.
Maybe he'll have a little more to say than that other one.
I doubt it, but we can always ask.
Let me do the talking. I know how to speak to those undead like myself.
He did look like a chatterbox.
But there's a shipment of wine about to go out to the village of Kresk. So Ilvar and Claudio will join you.
Escort.
They go. Usually they don't let in outsiders, but you have to get their delivery somehow.
Would they let in Strahd himself?
Yes, I doubt that. The people of Kresk never leave the town. They're fully
Sounds like
sufficient.
smart people.
Fully sufficient.
Except for wine.
Except for wine. We're the only ones who can do that. And by this point, Muriel would have handed the gem back to Davy, and they would have planted it back in one of the vineyards.
Would start just like growing immediately, like when the goddess came out in Princess Mononoke, and everywhere Steph just flowers out of the ground.
Some of the blighted crops, begin to rejuvenate.
Are they keeping any like the twig blights as like little pets now because they're just really harmless?
Well, they all melted, so.
They're all goo.
We put it back together and use mending. Could have a new pet.
No, it's not organic. I can't do organic things.
He goes, but before you go, he goes, this is my way of saying thank you. And he will produce from his jacket pocket a whistle. What is
Are
it?
you making a mockery of me, of one without lips?
Let's see a description. Sorry, I'm just looking over the thing here. So I imagine it's a wooden whistle with the engraving of a raven. It says, "Whistles like this is how we keep in how we contact each other over long distances." And he hands it to you. He says, "If you ever need the aid of one of my kids back there, say blow this whistle and one will get to you, no matter where you are in Barovia. Within reason, of course." And he hands you a keeper's whistle. You can add that to your inventory. Well, okay, so not anywhere. Within 5 miles.
Yeah, that was ridiculous for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a time, like it's not gonna show up instantly. It's like gonna take a time for
Yeah.
Within 30 feet.
So the valley is not huge. So if you're like, it's a remote corner, you may not see anything. But, they have scouts everywhere. The ravens can contact them and things like that. So if you summon a were-raven agent, they can basically do a favor for you once per day.
Nice.
In the item,
Scout, deliver, obtain, distract, or spy.
Yep. Won't fight for you because they're not all fighters. But they can definitely help you out.
Okie doke.
They're ravens, not fighters. And they'll rave for us.
Yeah, they'll put on raves. Irina does go, I would like to know how they're doing in Barovia. I worry about my brother. And Dag will step forward. In human form. And he goes, well, as a way of saying thanks, I think I can do that for you. He goes, by the time you arrive at Kresk, I should have information for you. Especially with those tricks out of the way for now.
Oh, nice of you. Thank you.
That means so much to me. Thank you so much. And he will kind of leap into the air, transform into a raven, and fly eastward. Davey goes like, "Get back here and get back to work. I didn't give you permission for a break." He goes, good for nothing, son-in-law. I don't know what Sophia sees in him. But one of the kids look up and go, "I want to turn into a raven." It's like, not till you're older, kids. Not till you're able to control it. But
it's like, aww.
yeah. Sorry, they're not going to transform into little fluffy ravens.
They just turn absolutely feral and like
Yes.
There's also those like mostly naked ones too.
They go, yeah. He goes, not till you come of age. Says, but yep, a shipment of wine is heading toward Kresk, and he requests an escort to the gates. If you wish to follow.
Well, we said we can go there and rest up, so I guess that's where we're going.
seems like a good idea.
Alright. Thus completes this arc of Curse of Strahd, the Stolen Gem.
But we don't level up.
Don't level up. I leveled you up too early.
I don't mind.
It's okay. Made the battle slightly easier.
That's fine.
Yay.
But yep. That's it for today.
Yay!
I will write down all the new quests in the quest journal for you.
Oh no! Now we have to. It's like Oblivion. We walk by, we overhear too many conversations, and now there's stuff in our quest journal we have to finish.
But you
I
have
never played that game, but that sounds hilarious.
the big thing is that you have an item that's below Castle Ravenloft that you can obtain to gain the trust of the mountain folk.
Which would be very neat, and it's nice that that's a thing.
Who has a way to potentially weaken Strahd.
Weekend at Strahd's?
Weekend at 5 weekends at Strahd's.
I keep
But
noticing
we'll
that
have to
every
run
time.
that. We'll have to run that module afterwards.
Oh yeah, that's the
See
plan.
what it's like. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay.
It'd be great for April 1st release.
Yeah, there's a fan-made module called Weekends at Strahd's.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
Where the adventurers kill Strahd, and like, I don't know what the adventure is, but it's after they kill Strahd, and they have to like pretend he's alive.
And I had heard about it when Wizards had messed up and they apologized by releasing the SRD under Creative Commons attribution, and either by overlook or mistake, the name Strahd von Zarovich is in the SRD, not the character stat block, not the character himself, but the name is referenced. So they were like, "Hey, you can technically use the name now with attribution." And
That's funny.
That's where I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Strahd, I think Illithid, and a couple other things that are like very D&D, like Wizard of the Coast like property, are in the common.
Good.
are in the Creative Commons or whatever. So you could technically use like Strahd in your own adventures.
Just the name, though.
Just the
at least
name
for
Strahd, yeah.
Just the name.
Yeah, you'd have to make your
So,
own stat block.
Yeah, but
stat
yeah.
block, and like the description of the character is still theirs as well. It's like it's literally they say some people are from elsewhere, like Strahd von Zverovich and blah blah blah, something like that. They literally just mention the name and say.
Oh,
nothing.
does that actually mean it's able to use, or since it's a example, do you think?
It's the entire document is in creative is released under Creative Commons attribution. So anything within that document, as far as I understand, can be used. They obviously can't use Strahd as character, but
I understand. Yeah.
Call something Strahd.
So, or Straubed, as it now says, Straubed.
That poor front page.
Yeah. I was watching like the first episode the other day, and like the front page is all very neat and tidy.
Oh, somebody's adding to. I was about to say if an artist in here can somehow turn the S of it into Trogdor, or the S is for sucks, dragon.
Do you want to make it the cool S?
All right. Thank you, everyone. That was
nobody has a source of.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. That was kind of wrapping up some of the chapter, getting some background and.
Good job on the visions part, Joey. You did that really well.
Oh,
I don't know if it would have been better if with me going first and having that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that was last.
If I went third or something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna suggest you don't, but I can't stop you.
Yeah.
You're
Yes, you can.
unstoppable.
But still, it's kind of funny. When it's like, what's gonna happen? Oh, a guy comes in and tries to kill you, and you kill him easily.
Yeah.
Door opens.
And what I could put in as much emotion into mine.
I was thinking it's like maybe I should give some backstory, but it's like no, this isn't like a flashback. This is just what they want. It doesn't mean it's true or not, like anything's true about it.
Yeah,
it's setting up our.
It was really neat because it's like it was very understandable as like I didn't know what was like really going on, but it was very like readable as it was happening. Like I didn't have any backstory going into it, but it was as you were describing, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Imagine that's this Grude anyway. I just always imagine he just lives in the woods, is friends with all the animals.
Yeah, like it's just like is it because when you ask him like he just wants like everything to be kind of chill and like
he just lives in an episode of Franklin or something.
Hey, it's Franklin.